Okay, cool. So I am doing a research project for one of my psych classes on the effects of prolonged internet use and behavior. So how messing with the internet a lot or playing on the internet a lot affects our behavior, if it makes us more or less engaged, more or less attentive. So I'm going to just type in mindfulness, because that's the field that I'm looking at, mindfulness therapies and technology, and we'll see where that goes. So once this loads, then I'll go over to the left-hand side and I'll narrow down my fields a little bit. So I only want full text and scholarly and peer-reviewed, and then it just makes it a little easier if I have just journal articles in psychology, and then I go down to language and I hit English, and I don't really mess with the dates because that doesn't really bother me too much. So looks like that gave me plenty of things to look at. Oh, it went back to just mindfulness. Maybe I couldn't find anything on technology, so information technology and mindfulness organization. So I just scan. I think that I've actually seen the top 5 or 6 before. It's not math, it's science. Operate with necessary attachments. Let's see what this says. There are scientific advantages to defining mindfulness and the psychological processes involved. Doing so, however, unnecessarily uncouples mindfulness from any given technology. Where did it go? Is this it? No. Defining mindfulness in terms of self-regulation of attention and a posture of acceptance seems progressive. Okay, so this looks kind of interesting. It's talking about self-regulation, which is a part of the topic that I'm looking at. Acceptance, diffusion, that's kind of cool for keywords. Exit out of that. So I tried to get as much as I can out of the abstracts. And then I would normally go to right here and I would just download it. When it pulls up, I don't really know what to do with most of these things over here, so I try to not use them. I try not to click on anything, because if it pulls up then I get kind of freaked out. If I hit get PDF on my own computer, yeah, it does this. And one time it pulled up this whole like dashboard where it was letting me use like highlighting tools and stuff in the actual PDF, so that was kind of cool. And then I would just save that. Clipsy. So I'll probably open that and then I'll put that down there and I'll save it onto my flash drive. So then I just exit out of that. I try not to spend too much time reading the articles. I just want to make sure that they have kind of good content, and then once I decide what I want, then I print them all out and then I read them on paper. So let's see, mindfulness-based stress reduction, cognitive therapy. I'm not really seeing a whole lot for mindfulness and technology going down, so this is where I would probably switch up my technique, and I would change mindfulness to addiction, because I'm looking at people who are addicted to technology, basically addicted to internet use. So then that is a little closer to the field of therapy, I think. And so I try to backtrack from there. And then later on I'll go up and I'll type in technology and maybe internet. I'll type in internet abuse, addiction. And then I would look for that. And I'd try to start looking at, what are the definitions for those sorts of things? How do I define internet addiction? and then I would try to look for internet addiction behavioral patterns, something that, so depression and internet addiction in adolescence, that would be a really interesting read for me. But yeah, that's kind of big. So I would just kind of skim all of this over here. And then I like having all of this stuff here. I would normally check the date, make sure it's at least, within the past 2 decades. If it's older, I would, probably observe the content. I haven't really used these a whole lot now that I'm looking at it. This is probably something good, but I haven't really delved into the similar words and things, so I'll give this a adolescent behavior. I'll give this a shot, see what that pulls up for me. No spiders, no puppies, go, no go, tested. Yeah, so this is sort of going off track from where I wanted to go, so I'd probably do that. Go back and maybe keep looking through internet addiction, see what the evolution, that would be a good one. And then, so if I couldn't, this has actually confused me a couple of times. Interlibrary loan, for our website, it pops up on the right hand side, and I first see that and I think, oh, we don't have it, and I actually requested an article, and then the actual page loaded and I wasn't completely sure what happened. So if I let's see if I hit email, this is what I did the time that I requested, and I hit APA, and I would put my name, and then I would do my email, and then I would do all of these things, and then my message I put why I need this for class, and then I hit send the email, but I wasn't completely sure if I sent the email to the right person, so maybe I wasn't completely clear on the interlibrary loan, because I never heard back for the email, so maybe I didn't send it to the right person, or I didn't have the right input. Haven't used the chat or any of this stuff, but I would just normally exit out of that. And then I really like this right here. These highlights are pretty cool. I try to get the bullet points while I'm on the internet. I don't actually like staring at the screen very much because it kind of hurts my eyes and it gives me a headache if I'm reading too much. So I love the highlights. But I also like that this pops off to the side, but I wish it wasn't so much. And then if I didn't have 16,000 results, if I did a search a few days ago that was I only got 20 results, so then I would start opening up. Oh, see, it's on psychology, so this is all the categories. So psychology, then I would start looking through, but if I wasn't finding anything, then I would open it up to medicine and public health and books and book reviews. I'm not so sure about trade publication articles. I haven't really looked at any of those, and magazine articles I haven't really looked at. And then conference proceedings, I don't really look at those. And then I don't really use the exclude option very often. So there's all that. Let's see here. Let's go back, and before I knew how to use Alsh search, I would just, because I didn't know anything else, I would just go over here and I'd go to P, and because I'm a psych major, I would do psych info, psych articles. I think I've used PubMed a couple of times, but psych info is pretty much the one that I always used. And I like this setup right here where it's one word and one word and one word. So I can just be like mindfulness and addiction, Long-term physical conditions. Oh, I think it's supposed to be cognitive. Maybe that's it. Oh, and I need to spell addiction correctly. But yeah, co-occurring adolescent. Yeah, I really like the setup of this one. It's a lot easier for me to understand, probably because the colors are a lot brighter and doesn't have as much text and it doesn't have as many things popping up. But then I don't have as many options over here, so that's kind of what I'm losing. So peer reviewed. And then academic. Like, this is kind of a mess because I don't know. At some point, it's just I kind of have to sacrifice time to go through all of these things. And if I have the time, then I'll go through each one and I'll pick the ones that I want. But it's kind of nice to just have them thrown up there and then given to me. And now I see, like, I don't even know what I'm doing with that. So now everything, oh, I closed the thing, so I don't know where my other options went. So that is very confusing. The original, so like Wilson's page, I think our original, or not our original, but our new search engine is probably a little easier on the brain. Over here it kind of narrows down the main categories. So I think that's about it.